Magandang umaga, guys. Okay, so andito po tayo uli para ipagpatuloy natin yung ating discussion on therapeutic modalities. Okay, so we are now in part 3, okay, wherein we will be discussing the governmental programs for the victims. Okay? So, unahin natin yung witness protection, security, and benefit program. Okay? So, ito pong witness protection, security, and benefit program ay nasa ilalim po yan ng Republic Act 6981. Okay? Republic Act 6981. Kung saan, ito pong Republic Act na ito po yung nagbibigay ng protection, diba? Nagbibigay po ng security, no? Parang ibig sabihin din naman ng security is protection, and benefit program, okay? Doon sa yun sa tinatawag nating witness. Okay? So ano po ba ang ibig sabihin ng witness? So witness, okay, witness is any person, okay, who have knowledge. Meron pong alam, okay, may knowledge, okay, of a commission of crimes. Okay? So sila po yung mga tao na meron pong alam. Okay? Bakit meron silang alam? Kasi they are persons who directly engage, okay, with the commission of a crime, okay, or they are the person who had witnessed, okay, doon sa paggawa ng krimen. Okay? So ulitin ko, ang witness, sila yung mga tao na gumawa mismo ng krimen, okay, or nakakita doon sa paggawa ng krimen. Okay? Yan, person who have knowledge of a commission of crime. Okay? So, bakit po ba nagkaroon ng witness protection, security, and benefit program? Bakit kailangan silang protektahan? Okay? Kasi itong mga witnesses na ito, okay, witnesses na to are in danger. Okay? Who are in danger? Okay? Nanganganib daw yung buhay nila. Okay? Yung kaligtasan nila. Nanganganib din yung kanilang right, nanganganib din na ma-violate yung kanilang right to liberty and property. Okay? Bakit? Due to their testimony, okay, in criminal and legislative proceedings. Okay? Kasi meron silang alam doon sa nangyaring krimen. Okay? And gagamitin yung testimony nila, okay, para makilala and para maparusahan yung pinaka-most guilty, okay, na offender. Okay? Yan. Sa anong uri ng proceedings? Ayan. Sa criminal, okay, and legislative proceeding. Okay? So, criminal, ibig sabihin, okay, violate yung revised penal codes and special penal laws. Okay? And pag sinabi naman natin legislative proceedings, ang gumawa naman po ng krimen ay mga opisyales ng gobyerno, okay, and opisyalis ng gobyerno, and okay, ito na po yung dito na pumapasok yung pagkakaroon ng Senate hearing, no? Yan po yung ibig sabihin niyan, legislative proceedings. Okay? Yung mga government officials, okay, ang sumasailalim doon sa trial and hearing. Okay? So, ito pong guys, itong witness protection, security, and benefit program was formulated and implemented by the Department of Justice. Okay? So, si Department of Justice ang unang ang nag-formulate, gumawa, okay, at nagpatupad nitong Witness Protection, Security, and Benefit Program. Okay? So, next, who are those persons, okay, yung mako-consider natin as witness na pwedeng sumailalim dito sa programa? Okay? Sino yung mga witness na ito? Okay, number 1, any person who has witnessed, di ba? Nakita nila in the act of committing, during the act of committing, after the commission of the crime, okay, or even before. Okay? Yan yung ibig sabihin yan. Any person who was witness. Okay? Pwedeng yung na-witness nila is, okay, witness na witnessed, okay, the commission, okay, commission of a crime, okay, during, diba, habang nangyayari, after, okay, pagkatapos ng nangyari, or before, okay, before the commission of the crime. Yan yung ibig sabihin dito. Any person who has witnessed or has knowledge or information on the commission of the crime. Pwedeng during, after, or before the commission of the crime. Okay? Another, pwede rin pong pumasok or sumailalim sa Witness Protection, Security, and Benefit Program yung mga individual that has testified. Okay? Has testified, ibig sabihin, tapos nang nag-testify. Okay? Testified, okay? Has testified, tapos na mag-testify, or is testifying, di ba? Or during the rendering of testimony, or about to testify before any judicial or quasi-judicial body. Okay, so before, during, and after mag-testify ng isang witness. Okay, so yan yung mga persons, okay, who may be admitted to the program. Okay, diba? Sino ba yung mga sikat na personality, okay, na sumailalim, no? Once sumailalim dito sa Witness Protection, Security, and Benefit Program, di ba? Isa dyan sa mga kilala natin, di ba, sila Janet Lim Napoles, di ba? Janet Lim Napoles. Okay. Siya yung tinagurian na PDAF queen or pork barrel scam na reyna, di ba? Ayan. So, PDAP, no, priority development development, okay, assistance fund. Okay, assistance fund, okay, kung saan kinanta niya lahat ng mga senators or any public figures that is involved in the PDAP, okay, scam, okay, yung Priority Development Assistance Fund, okay. Kaya nga tinanggal na yung yung pork barrel sa mga government officials, diba? Pork barrel, okay, dahil nga diyan ginagamit nila yan, okay, para yan, alam nyo na, diba, maggagawa ng project, okay, so para maaprobahan agad yung budget, okay, kinakailangan ng okay, yan, kailangan pumasok sila doon sa Priority Development Assistance Fund, okay, priority, no, magre-request sila ng budget, okay, and then yan, pina-prioritize, okay. So, ayan, isa si Janet Lim Napoles, yung isa sa mga kilalang personality na sumailalim sa Witness Protection Program, okay? Pero we will be discussing the case of Janet Lim Napoles. Okay? Later on, no, kapag tinalakay na natin yung state witness. Okay? So, ano pa? Okay? Sino pa ba? Yung dalawang police officer. No, si SPO2, Eduardo de los Reyes. No, Eduardo de los Reyes. At yung isa pang investigador, no, na si SPO2. Okay, SPO2, Corazon de la Cruz. Okay, Corazon de la Cruz. Okay. Sila naman po yung nag-testify, okay? Nag-testify na yung Coratong Baleleng, di ba? Coratong Baleleng gang, terrorist group to Coratong Baleleng. Okay? Coratong Baleleng ay hindi po nagkaroon ng yung palitan ng putok. Di ba? Okay. So, ang Coratong Baleleng daw, no, was a ang Coratong Baleleng, okay, was a rob out, no? Wala naman daw shootout na nangyari, no, kundi pinagplanuhan yung pagpatay, no, dyan sa mga member ng Coratong Baleleng. Okay? So, wala naman daw palitan ng putok. Okay? So, napag-alaman, okay, during the investigation, itong dalawang police officers na ito, okay, ay napag-alaman nila na rob out ang nangyari. Diba? Okay, so there is an intentional killing of those, okay, Coratong Baleleng group. Okay? So, yan. Nag-testify sila against those fellow police officers. Okay? Yan. Pero later on, we will be discussing more of that. Okay? Bakit sila pinayagan na sumailalim sa witness protection program? Law enforcers sila. Okay? Yan. Discuss natin yan. Okay? And then yung latest ngayon, no, na latest na sumasailalim sa witness protection and benefit program ay yung Spouses Diskaya. Okay, Spouses Diskaya. Okay? Yan yung contractor ng DPWH. Okay? Yan. So, yan yung ilan sa mga kilalang personality sa Pilipinas. Okay? So, next. What are the considerations to their testimony? Okay? So, at bakit ba natin kino-consider or tinatanggap yung mga testimony ng, okay, itong mga witnesses na ito? Okay. So, first, the offense in which his testimony will be used is a grave felony. Okay? Na under or defined under the revised penal code. Okay? Magte-testify siya doon sa isang offense, okay, na alam natin, okay, is categorized as grave felonies. Okay? So, guys, balikan natin ang inyong revised penal code. Okay? So, pag sinabi natin grave felony under Article 9, no? Article 9 of the revised penal code. Okay? So, ito po yung mga felony, no? Mga felonies, okay, that have, okay, felonies that have capital punishment. Okay? So, ito yung mga felony na mayroong capital punishment. Okay, dati death, pero wala nang death. Ang capital punishment or pinakamataas na punishment na lang ngayon ay life imprisonment. Okay? Or, okay, in any way, the penalty is afflictive in nature. Okay? Afflictive penalties. Okay? Alam naman natin yung afflictive penalties Diba? Ang afflictive penalties, yan yung reclusion, diba? Reclusion perpetua, okay? Reclusion temporal, okay? And we have prison mayor. Okay. Yan yung grave felonies. Okay? Ayan ang sabi, ang testimony daw ay gagamitin, okay, in a grave felony. Okay? So, ito ang ibig sabihin ng grave felony. Felonies that have capital punishment or afflictive penalties. Okay? Next. Iko-consider din, okay, sa pagtanggap ng kanyang testimony, okay, ito, his testimony can be substantially corroborated in its material points. Okay? So, yung testimony niya daw, okay, magko-corroborate or susuportahan yung mga ebidensya na already existing. Okay? So, yan yung ibig sabihin nito. Okay? The testimony, okay, or testimonies, okay, of witness, okay, is used to support, diba? So, suportahan or corroborate, okay, used to support or corroborate evidence, okay, that is already, okay, already existing. Nag-e-exist na, okay, andyan na yung, nakahain na yung mga ebidensya. Kumbaga magte-testify ka lang in order to support those pieces of evidence. Okay? So, already existing, okay, that supports, okay, the key facts. Okay, the key facts of a witness. Okay, that is already existing and supports the key facts of a witness statement. Okay, witness statement making their account or testimony, okay, more credible, okay, and believable, para mas lalong kapanipaniwala. Okay, may mga readily available evidence na nakalap. Okay, gagamitin mo lang ang testimony mo to support or corroborate those pieces of evidence that already at hand. Okay? Okay, next. He or any member of his family within the second civil degree of consanguinity or affinity. Okay, nagkaroon ng threat. Okay, nagkaroon ng threat to his life or bodily injured. Okay, may threat na patayin, okay, or may threat na saktan. Okay? Sino? Yung any member, okay? Yung witness mismo or yung any member of his family within second civil degree of consanguinity. Okay? So, guys, pag sinabi po natin consanguinity, diba? Sino-sino ba yung mga relatives na yan? Okay. Pag sinabi natin consanguinity, okay, consanguinity, ibig sabihin, there is a relationship by blood. Okay? Relationship by blood. Okay? So, dito, second civil degree, sino yung tinutukoy na second civil degree? Okay? Okay. So, kasama dito yung mga grandparents, diba? Grandparents, grandchild, okay? Grandchild, brothers and sisters. Yan, brothers and sisters. Okay. Yan po yung mga relationship or second civil degree, okay, by consanguinity. Pag sinabi naman po natin na affinity, diba? Affinity means affair, okay? So, this is relationship, okay, by virtue of a marriage. Okay. Sino-sino ba yung kasali? Yan, sa second civil degree, Okay? By affinity. Okay? So, yan yung mga in-laws. Okay? Mga brother or sister-in-law. Okay? Yung grandparents. Okay? Grandparents or grandchild. Okay? Grandchild-in-law. Okay? Yan po yung ibig sabihin yan. Or yung mga parents-in-law din. Parents-in-law. Okay? Yung nanay nung asawa mo. Nanay, tatay ng asawa mo. Okay? So, yan yung mga second civil degree. Okay? So, another considerations. Okay? Okay, ito po. Okay. He is not a law enforcement officer, di ba? Okay. Even if he would be testifying against the other law enforcement officers, okay, in such a case, only the immediate members of his family may avail themselves of the protection provided for under this act. Okay? So, yung kanina, sir, sinabi mo, di ba, yung case ng dalawang police officer, sila SPO2, di ba? Sila SPO2 Eduardo de los Reyes and SPO2 Corazon de la Cruz. Okay? Yung nag-testify nga, okay, na hindi po shoot out ang nangyari, kundi rob out. Okay? Pinatay intentionally, kumbaga pinagplanuhang patayin, no, yung mga member ng Kuratong Balaling. Okay? Ayan. So, dito, they are law enforcers. Okay? Pero ang sabi dito, di ba, sa considerations, hindi dapat sila law enforcement officer para sumailalim sila. Okay? Dito sa witness protection, security, and benefit program. Okay? Kaso, guys, no, sa section 4 nung batas nitong RA 6981, okay, pinapayagan na mag-testify ang kahit na sinong tao, okay, doon sa kaso na doon sa legislative proceedings. Okay, legislative proceedings. Okay, proceedings or yung hearing in aid of legislation. Okay, legal proceedings in aid of legislation. So ito, kahit na police law enforcers ka, pwede kang mag-testify. Okay, ganun yung ginawa dun sa dalawang police kay SPO2 de los Reyes at saka si De La Cruz. Okay, they became witness in a legislative proceedings. Okay, kasi may involved dito na na official ng law enforcers, okay, police commission officers and the government officials. Okay, so yan, sumailalim sila sa witness protection, security, and benefit program. Okay? So now, let's proceed with the rights. Ano ba ang mga karapatan ng isang witness, okay, under this program? Okay? So, letter A. So, they have the right to be secure of a housing facility. Okay? So, karapatan nila na bigyan sila ng isang bahay. Okay? Yung isang bahay na outside or malayo doon sa kanilang place of residence. Okay? Kasi syempre, may threat sa buhay nila, diba? So they need to have a secure housing facility. Take note of the word secure. Diba? Secure, ibig sabihin meron diyang security. They are what? They are being protected. Okay? They are being guarded. Okay? May gwardiya na nagbabantay sa kanila. Para silang VIP. Okay? Na kailangang bantayan. Okay? Ayan. Next. assist the witness in obtaining a means of livelihood. Okay? So, ang government natin must provide the witness or the witnesses, okay, of a means of livelihood. Kasi syempre, hindi sila nakakapasok sa trabaho dahil sa pagte-testify. Diba? Dahil sa pagte-testify sa korte or in a legislative bodies. Okay? And dahil na rin sa threat sa kanilang buhay, kaya hindi sila nakakapasok. So therefore, hindi sila dapat pabayaan ng gobyerno. Okay? Ayan. Assist the witness in obtaining means of livelihood. Okay? Okay, next. Ayan. In no case shall the witness be removed from, hindi pwedeng tanggalin sa trabaho or demoted in work, bumaba yung ranggo sa trabaho, or on account of his absences due to his attendance before any judicial or quasi-judicial body or investigating authority. Okay? So, syempre, hindi siya nakaka-attend, hindi siya nakakapasok ng trabaho, okay? Dahil nasa ilalim siya ng Witness Protection Program, okay? So, hindi siya pwedeng tanggalin. Hindi siya pwedeng babaan ng ranggo. Hindi siya pwedeng babaan ng salary. Dapat as is pa din kung ano yung ranggo, salary, or position niya, okay? During, okay? Even the start or during the testimony or offering of his testimony in a judicial or quasi-judicial proceedings. Okay? So, yun po, hindi sila dapat matanggal sa trabaho or ma-demote. Okay? Next. They also have the right to be provided with reasonable traveling expenses. Okay? Siyempre, sagot nila yung transpo allowance. Diba? Okay. To be provided with pre-medical treatment, hospitalization, and medicines for any injury or illness incurred or suffered by him because of the witness duty. Okay, syempre dahil nga may threat sa buhay nila, okay, at may threat sa kanilang liberty, okay, hindi maiiwasan po na sila ay balikan, diba? Balikan ng mga tao na iahabla nila or sasampahan nila or ididiin nila sa korte or any legislative bodies. Okay? Yan. So, kung masaktan man sila, kailangan silang ipagamot or na-injury sila, di ba? Kailangan silang ipagamot. Okay? Sa kahit na anong ospital na gusto nila. Okay? It's their choice. Okay? Next. If a witness is killed, di ba? Pag napatay, okay, yung witness, yung kanilang okay, yung kanilang ears, yan, yung ears nila, okay, ears, no, yan yung kanilang kamag-anak. Kung may asawa siya, ang ears niya ay yung kanyang wife, okay, children, andyan din yung kanyang children, sila din ang pwedeng mag-benefit. Or kung walang asawa at anak, yung kanilang magulang. Okay, so makakatanggap sila ng pera, okay, na hindi bababa sa 10,000 pesos. Okay, pero mantakin mo, napakaliit niyan. Diba? Napakaliit niyan. Pero discretion pa rin yan ng gobyerno. Okay? Kung tataasan ba nila or hindi. Kasi ang sabi naman dito, entitled to a burial benefit of not less than, hindi bababa sa 10,000. Okay. So yan, makakatanggap sila ng hindi bababa sa 10,000. Okay. So in case of death or permanent incapacity, okay, ayan na. Pag namatay, ito additional benefit. Okay, pag namatay yung witness or nagkaroon ng permanent incapacity, di ba? So permanente na siyang baldado, di ba? Hindi na makagalaw, hindi na makapagtrabaho. Yung kanyang minor dependent, okay, or minor children, o yung kanyang anak, ay magkakaroon po ng free education, di ba? Free education yan from primary school to college. Ibig sabihin, from elementary to college level. Okay? Of any private school, college, or university as may be determined by the department. Sinong department ang tinutukoy dito? The Department of Justice. Okay? Next. Let's proceed with state witness. Okay? So, ang state witness, guys, okay, sino ba yung mako-consider natin as a state witness? So, they are witness or witnesses, okay, involved, may kinalaman sa krimen, okay, involved in or has knowledge, okay, has knowledge, essential, di ba, kinakailangan, okay, for the prosecution, okay, for the prosecution, okay, of a serious crime. Okay, yan yung state witness. Okay, so sino ba itong mga state witness na ito? Okay, so they are, teka lang. Okay, so sino ba yung mga yan? Yan. Okay, pwede kang maging state witness if the offense in which his testimony will be used is grave felony. Okay, tulad nung nabanggit natin kanina. Okay, yung crime daw, okay, kung saan ihahain mo yung ebidensya mo ay grave felonies. Again, ano ba yung mga grave felonies na yan? Okay, ito yung punishable with capital punishment, okay, and or afflictive penalties. Okay, may mga afflictive penalties. Okay, another, there is absolute necessity for his testimony. Okay, so pag sinabi po nating absolute necessity, okay, ang ibig po sabihin nito is hindi uusad ang kaso, no? Hindi po uusad ang kaso, hindi po magkakaroon ng progress, yung kaso without his testimony. Okay? Kumbaga walang-wala na. Okay, walang lead. Okay, with pertaining to the crime na na-commit, 'di ba? Wala talagang lead kahit ano. Okay? And then itong testimony ng witness, okay? Ito lang yung tanging paraan para maka-establish tayo ng other link doon sa ibang mga evidence. Okay? At ito yung merong mataas na possibility na makonvict ang isang tao. Okay? Based on, because of his testimony. Okay? Next, there is no other direct evidence available for the proper prosecution of the offense committed. No other direct evidence. Okay? Wala nang direct evidence Di ba? Wala na makakapagturo, okay, doon sa identity, and hindi na ma-establish yung criminal liability ng isang tao kasi nga walang ebidensya. There is no other direct evidence, okay, other than the testimony of the state witness. Okay? So, pwede kang maging state witness kung wala na talagang other direct evidence. Okay? Next, pwede kang maging state witness kung ang testimony mo can be substantially corroborated on its material points. Okay? So, pwede kang maging state witness kapag yung testimony mo, okay, it can support, di ba? It can support or corroborate those pieces of evidence that already developed or already at hand. Okay? Yan, pwede kang maging state witness. Another, he does not appear to be the most guilty Hindi ikaw yung mastermind. Di ba? Hindi ikaw yung may pinaka-guilty or pinaka-mataas na criminal responsibility. Okay? Kaya nga itong si Janet Lim Napoles, sumailalim sa Witness Protection, Security and Benefit Program yan. Pero later on, di ba, may mga nag-file ng petition, di ba? Okay, kung saan itong si Janet Lim Napoles ay inirereklamo na hindi dapat sumailalim sa Witness Protection Program kasi he is or she is the most guilty. Okay? She is or she was the most guilty. Okay? Yan. So, nanalify yung kanyang Witness Protection, Security and Benefit Program. Okay? And he has not at any time been convicted of a crime involving moral turpitude. Okay? So, pag sinabi nating moral turpitude, guys, di ba? Ito yung ito yung mga crimes kung saan, okay, naapektuhan yung integrity ng isang tao and yung honesty. Okay? Moral turpitude, no? Ulitin ko, ito po yung mayroong impact. Okay? May impact or mayroong epekto, no, sa honesty and integrity of a person. Okay? So, kung ikaw ay nakasuhan ng crimes involving moral turpitude, for example, estapa, panlilinlang, di ba? Panloloko, okay? Or any other kinds of fraud or forgery, di ba? Basta nasira ang honesty ng isang tao or ng integrity ng isang tao. Okay, hindi sila pwedeng maging state witness. Okay? So, yan po yung mga parameters, okay, na sinusundan para maging state witness ang isang witness. Okay, so next we have Victims Compensation Program. Okay? So, victim, ito yung offended party. Okay? Offended party sila. Okay? So, ito victims, guys, no? Dito sa Victim Compensation Program under Republic Act 7309. Okay? At first, sila yung offender. Okay? At first, sila yung offender. Sila yung sinampahan ng kaso doon sa proper judicial authority. Okay? But, okay, after court hearings, di ba? After the court procedures, di ba? Napag-alaman, okay, or na-decide ng judge, okay, or ang judge nagbigay po ng judgment of acquittal. Okay? Na-acquit siya kasi mahina ang ebidensya, di ba? And it appears that he did not committed, no, the crime. Okay? Ngayon, from being an offender, from being a victim, di ba? So, yun yung victim na tinutukoy dito sa Victim Compensation Program. So, kinulong mo ko, sinampahan mo ko ng kaso ng hindi naman pala ako napatunayan na guilty doon sa sinampa mong kaso. Okay? So, kailangan mo kong bayaran. No? Yan yung ibig sabihin ng Victims Compensation Program. Okay? So, yan. It provides monetary compensation. Okay? Bayad, di ba? Pera ang labanan dito. Pera ang pinag-uusapan. Okay? For certain victims of unjust detention and violent crimes with claims processed by the Department of Justice. Okay. So, dito guys, biktima daw siya. Biktima yung isang tao. Okay, ng unjust detention. Okay? Victims of unjust detention. Okay? So, ano po ba ibig sabihin ng victims of unjust detention? Okay. So, ang ibig sabihin po nito, guys, no? These are individuals, no? Tulad nga ng sinabi ko sa inyo kanina, no? Individuals who were deprived of their liberty. Tinanggalan sila ng karapatan nila sa pagiging malaya. Okay? Deprived of their liberty. Okay? Unlawfully. No? Unlawfully. Okay. Paano ba nagiging unlawful yan, guys? Yung deprivation of liberty. Siyempre, balikan natin yung nasa revised penal code nyo, di ba? And then, yung mga diniscuss natin last time. Okay, unlawfully, either through arbitrary detention. Okay, arbitrary detention. Okay, arbitrary detention and illegal arrest. Okay? Ito yung pinaka-importante sa dulo. Following the judgment, di ba? Following the judgment of acquittal. Sinampahan mo ng kaso, di ba? Unlawfully. Okay? And then later on, the judgment of the judge, okay, is the judgment of acquittal. Mapapakawalan yung akusado. Okay? Sinampahan mo ako ng kaso, teka lang. Di ba? Babayaran mo ako. In-acquit ako eh. Di ba? Daños perjuicios. Di ba? Yan yung hinihingi na kabayaran. Okay? Doon sa paghuli, pagkulong, okay, at pagsampa ng wala namang legal basis. Okay. So now, sir, ano po ba yung arbitrary detention? Dito maraming nalilito rito eh. Di ba? Yung arbitrary detention. Okay? Nalilito rin sila. Teka, lalagyan natin ng columns. Where is the column? Or rather, table. Lagyan natin siya ng table, no? Okay, wala. Ba't wala? Insert. Ayun, columns. Okay. Ayan. So, ano yun natin, no? Himay-himayin natin yan. Para malaman natin kung saan ba papasok, no? Kailan ba nagkakaroon ng etong victims of unjust vexation. Okay. So, unahin natin arbitrary. Okay. Alam ko, familiar na kayo rito eh. Yeah, arbitrary detention. Okay. And then, we have illegal. Diba? Illegal detention. And we have, yung, diba? Illegal detention and unlawful arrest. Diba? Unlawful arrest. Okay. Sa arbitrary detention, unahin muna natin, okay, kung saan ba sila nakapaloob, di ba? Anong category, di ba? Sa revised penal code. Ang arbitrary detention, tandaan niyo po, this is crimes, okay, under siya ng crimes. Okay. Crimes against, okay, crimes against the fundamental law of the land, okay, of the state. Okay? Crimes against fundamental law of the state. So, ibig sabihin, okay, may na-violate na karapatan under Article 3, Bill of Rights. Okay? With respect to arbitrary detention. Andyan yung right to life, liberty, and property without due process. Okay? And then, right to be secured. Okay? Right against unreasonable search and seizure. Okay, yan yung mga fundamental law of the state na na-violate, okay, during the arbitrary detention. Samantalang ang illegal detention naman po at ang unlawful arrest, these are crimes. Okay, these are crimes against, okay, crimes against personal, okay, liberty, and security. Okay. Yan. Dalawa yan. Crimes. Diba? Crimes against personal liberty and security. Okay? So, yan yung difference, ha? Okay. Another difference sa arbitrary detention. Okay? The offender is a public officer. Okay? Public officer. At yung public officer na to, okay, or employee. Public officer or employee of the government. Okay? Pero tandaan na itong public employee na to or officer, okay, has the authority. Okay, has the authority to detain a person. May karapatan may authority sila na mang-aresto at magkulong ng tao. Okay? While dito sa illegal detention naman po, ang offender dito ay any private individual, diba? Private individual. Okay, dito naman po sa unlawful arrest, okay, any person naman, di ba? Any person. So, pwede rin dito yung public officer or employee. Di ba? Yan yung differences eh. Okay? Now, okay, yan. Lawful arrest, arbitrary detention, illegal detention. Okay? So, yan. Magbigay tayo ng senaryo na para malaman natin, di ba? Kasi, even law enforcers, okay, nalilito rito sa arbitrary detention, di ba? Illegal detention, etc. Okay. Say for example, okay, yan, muna tayo, arbitrary detention. Arbitrary detention, public officer ka or employee na mayroong authority to detain a person. Example, police officer, PNP, NBI, di ba? Meron silang authority na to detain a person, mang-aresto. Okay? Kaso, dito sa arbitrary detention, yung pag-aresto nila is without legal grounds. Okay? They detain a person, no? Detain a person without legal grounds. Okay? Ano ba yung legal grounds of detention? Commission of crime. And, violent insanity. Okay? Maliwanag? May sila ay mayroong authority to effect the arrest eh. Okay? Example, si Police Staff Sergeant Bulbulito, Bayagbag. Okay? May galit doon sa isang tao. Di ba? Inaresto niya. Dinala niya sa kulungan. Okay? Para magtanda. Tangina ka, ha? Kupal ka, halika rito. Maingay ka, sige. Kukulong kita. Okay? And then, pinahimasmasan niya hanggang sa Okay, yan. Pinalabas niya din, di ba? So, detaining a person without legal grounds yun. Di ba? Okay. Arbitrary detention. Okay? Ayan. Now, dito sa ano guys, no? Dito sa illegal detention. Okay? Yan. Illegal detention. Private individual eh. Di ba? For example, okay, example natin, yung isang individual, kunwari si Diwata, private individual yan eh may hindi nagbayad sa kanya, no? Hindi nagbayad sa kanya, di ba? Dinetain niya, halika rito, dito ka muna sa sa kusina ng Diwata Pares, okay? Nilak niya yung pinto, and then after 5 hours, pinakawalan niya rin. Diba? So that is illegal detention. Private individual. Okay? Yan. Doon naman sa no? Okay, so tatandaan nyo dito, private individual. Wala silang no? They do not have no authority not to detain a person. Wala silang kapangyarihan eh. Hindi sila binigyan ng batas eh. Di ba? Ng authority to detain a person. Okay? Okay. Dinetain nila. Okay. Now, okay. Dito naman po sa unlawful arrest. Okay? Yan. Sa unlawful arrest, no? Dinetain yung individual, di ba? Any person yan eh. Detain an individual, okay? And denying him of his liberty. Okay? So, they want to, they want to charge a person, okay? For a crime he did not commit. Okay? Hindi niya naman kinumit. Pero ang purpose niya is to deliver that person to the authority. Okay? So, eto guys, okay, they want to charging, no? They want to charge, okay, charging a person, okay, of a crime he did not committed. Okay? Hindi niya ginawa. Pero ang purpose niya lang, okay, is to deliver him, okay, to the authority. Okay? Example, a private individual, okay, hinuli yung mga kabataan, di ba? Hinuli yung kabataan kasi nga, maingay daw, di ba? May negosyo siya, okay, pakalat-kalat doon yung mga bata. Ang ginawa, binitbit nung tao. Okay? Dinala sa police station. Okay? Wala namang crime na nangyari. Wala namang crime na ginawa. Pero, okay, ang purpose niya is to deliver him, okay, to the proper authority. Okay? Yan po ang unlawful arrest. Inaresto mo. Okay? So, pag sinabing arrest, di ba? So, ito yung restraining his movement, okay, for the purpose of him, okay, to answer for the commission of the crime. Ito, wala namang crime. Okay? Yan po yung, ibig sabihin ng arbitrary detention, illegal detention, and unlawful arrest. Okay? So, now, dito, can a public officer be liable for illegal detention? Di ba? Public officer. Can a public officer be liable for illegal detention? Okay. Yan. Sa illegal detention kasi private individual lang di ba? Pero public officer, pwede ba? Okay. Yes, pwede siya. Okay. Pwedeng magkaroon, the answer is yes, di ba? Okay, for as long as Yan, as long as he acted with, or he acted in purely, purely private capacity. Public officer siya, pero wala siyang authority to detain a person. Okay. Or, you acted as an accomplice, or you acted as an accessory. Okay? So, balik na rin naman natin. So, can a private individual, can a private individual be liable for arbitrary detention? Okay, arbitrary detention. Okay? Di ba, public officer lang yan? Pero ito, itong mga private individual, okay? Pwede ba sila maging liable for arbitrary detention? Okay? So, yes then. Okay. Yes, no? If they act, or if they act as co-conspirator, okay? Or nakipag-conspire, okay? Accomplice, acted as an accomplice, or acted as an accessory. Okay? So, lahat ng sinampahan ng kaso, okay, and then after ng court hearing, the judge issue or judgment of acquittal, okay, or kinulong mo yung isang tao, wala naman legal grounds, di ba? Tapos pinalabas mo din. They may claim a compensation. Di ba? Ayan, yan yung essence nitong RA 7308. Okay? The law creating the Board of Claims. Yan. Board of Claims, ito po yung nagpa-process, nag-analyze, di ba? Nagko-compute ng kung magkano yung pwedeng i-claim ng isang individual. Okay? So now, what is the reason for the enactment of this act? One of more vexing problems in the area of justice and human rights is the implementation of the constitutional provision, okay, ayan, against deprivation of life, liberty, and property without due process of law. Okay? So, you are very familiar with the due process, di ba? So, kailangan may substantive due process and procedural due process. Okay? Ang substantive due process, di ba? So, kailangan may na-violate muna na batas bago hulihin. Kaso dun sa pinakita natin kanina na comparison between arbitrary, illegal detention, and unlawful arrest. Walang legal grounds, di ba? Hinuli mo yung tao. Okay? Ayan. So, substantive due process yon. Okay? And then, pangalawang aspeto ng due process is yung procedural due process. Okay? It includes notice and hearing. Okay? So, dito, persons have been accused and imprisoned for crime they did not committed. Okay? Take note, for crime, di ba? Crime they did not committed. Okay? Crime did not committed. Only to be subsequently acquitted. Di ba? At the end of the day, ma-acquit din pala yung tao. Di ba? Ayan, subsequently acquitted. Okay? So, government and society have become notably indifferent, okay, to victims of crimes and criminals. A judicial way of filing a claim for compensation may be too long. Di ba? Kung hihiringan pa yan, di ba? Matagal. Congress opted for an administrative procedure of filing the claims by creating the Board of Claims. So, instead na pupunta ka pa sa korte para i-claim yung compensation mo, okay? Dito ka na lang, di ba, sa Board of Claims. Kaya nga meron Board of Claims. Okay? Dito ka na magsasampa, okay, ng claims, okay? Petition for claims. Okay? Sa Board of Claims. Kasi mabilis dyan. Administrative proceedings lang kasi yan. Okay? Unlike dun sa judicial proceeding, di ba? Korte. Matagal yun. Okay? Next. who may file for claims for compensation. So, any person who was unjustly accused, convicted, unjustly accused, kinasuhan ka ng wala ka namang ginagawang krimen. Convicted, di ba? Convicted ka na wala ka namang wala ka namang talagang ginawa. Okay? And imprisoned but subsequently, take note, released by virtue of judgment of acquittal. Okay? Na-release. Sir, paano yung convicted? Di ba? Ano na siya? May judgment of conviction. Yes. Di ba? Pero kasama pa rin siya sa pwedeng mag-claim. Bakit? Hindi lang naman natatapos sa mga trial courts ang kaso. Di ba? They may, di ba? Meron nga tayong tinatawag na appeal. Di ba? So, a convicted offender or yung person deprived of liberty may file. Okay? May file an appeal doon sa higher courts. Okay? So, magpapile sila ng appeal sa Court of Appeals. Then, magpapile sila ng appeal sa Supreme Court. Diba? So, kaya convicted, pwede din sila mag-claim. Kasi, later on, pwede rin namang ma-reverse yung decision sa Court of Appeals or sa Supreme Court. Okay? Next, any person who was unjustly detained and released without being charged. Okay? So, ito yung case ng illegal detention eh. Diba? Hinuli ka, kinulong ka. Then, after some time, pinalabas ka. Diba? Without being charged. Okay? Next. Any victim of arbitrary or illegal detention by the authorities, as defined in the revised penal code. So, ito na po yan, yung diniscuss ko sa inyo kanina. Okay. Next, a person who is a victim of violent crimes. This shall include rape victims. Okay? So, ito, any person daw who is a victim of violent crimes and also includes rape victim. Okay? And shall likewise refer to offenses committed with malice. Okay? Ibig sabihin niya yung intentional felonies. Okay? Okay. So, kailan ka daw pwedeng mag-file ng claim? Okay? So, syempre, kailangan nakalaya ka muna. May judgment of acquittal muna. Okay? Ayan. There must be first, okay, a judgment. Okay, judgment of acquittal. Okay? Kailangan may judgment of acquittal muna. Okay? And then, after that, within 6 months, sa loob ng 6 months, di ba? After being released, pagkatapos mong na-release, di ba? Pinakawalan ka na, within 6 months, pwede ka mag-claim. More than 6 months, okay, that is not allowed by the law. Okay? Hindi ka na pinapayagan pa na humingi ng claim. Okay? So, magkano po ba yung monetary compensation na ibinibigay? Okay, so, take note of this. Compensation, okay, ayan, not exceeding 1,000 pesos per month. Wow, ang laki ha? Okay, ang laki nito. Diba? 1,000 a month. Okay, for example, nakulong ka ng 6 na buwan. Okay, nakulong ka ng 6 na buwan. So, 6,000 pesos yun. Diba? Tapos na-acquit ka lang. Diba? May judgment of acquittal. Okay, next. In all other cases, the maximum for which the board may approve a claim shall not exceed 10,000 pesos. Okay, not exceeding 10,000 pesos. Okay? Okay? So, ano ba ibig sabihin yan, sir? So, sa madaling sabi, hanggang 10 piso lang, 10,000 piso lang ang kaya nilang ibigay na compensation sa mga victim. Okay? Yan, 10,000 pesos only. Okay? So, or the amount necessary to reimburse the claimant the expenses incurred for hospitalization, medical treatment, loss of wage, loss of support, or other expenses directly related to the injury, whichever is lower to be determined by the board. Okay? Kunwari, may ano ka, nagpa-medical ka, nagpagamot ka, diba? Nagkaroon ka ng treatment, diba? So, ikaw mismo nagbayad. Ngayon, okay, kung ano yung mas mababa, no? Kung ano yung mas bababa, okay, yun yung i-determine ng board. Yun yung ibibigay na claim. Okay? Ayan. Siyempre, doon ka na sa ano? Puta na, 10,000. Okay? 10,000 ha? 10,000 pesos. Yan kasi yung anong maximum. Pag lumagpas ka dyan, for example, ang medical expenses mo, 12,000. Okay? Ipapa-reimburse mo sa Board of Claims. Okay? Titignan nila, saan ba mas mababa? Yung 10,000 ba o yung 12,000? Doon sila sa 10,000. Okay? Yan yung ibig sabihin yan. Okay, next. Pwede bang i-appeal yung decision ng Board of Claims? Okay? For example, 10,000 dapat tapos ang binigay lang sa kanila na claim is 2,000. Pwede ba silang mag-appeal? Yes. Any aggrieved claimant may appeal within 15 days, okay, from the receipt of the resolution. Okay, resolution of the board to the Secretary of Justice, whose decision shall be final and executory. Okay, so teka lang, tinarantado tayo ng Board of Claims ha. Okay, mag-appeal tayo. Kanino? Okay, dito sa Secretary of Justice. Again, kanino or saan ka pwede mag-appeal doon sa decision ng Board of Claims? Dito sa Secretary of Justice. Okay, now let's proceed with restorative justice. Okay, so pag sinabi po natin restorative justice, di ba? Restore. Okay, i-restore mo yung wala or nasirang relationship. Okay, yan. Restorative justice is a process through which remorseful offenders accept responsibility. Pag sinabi mong remorseful, ito yung nagsisisi. Okay, offender na nagsisisi. Okay, so they accept responsibility, inaamin niya yung ginawa niyang krimen. Okay, yan, particularly to the victims and the community. It creates an obligation, to make things right through proactive involvement of the victims. Okay, nag-create sila ng obligasyon obligasyon ng dalawang parties. Okay, and to have a proactive involvement of victims, ownership of the offender of the crime, and the community in search for solutions which promote repair, reconciliation, and reassurance. Okay, so next, thus the restorative justice process is actively participated in by the victim, okay, offender, okay, or any individual or community member affected by the crime. Okay, so dito guys, sa restorative justice, meron tayong dito tinatawag na stakeholders. Okay, yung stakeholders na yan guys, ito yan, yung victim, the offender, any individual or community member. Okay, community member. Okay, sila yung tinatawag natin na mga stakeholders. Okay, marami yan sila ha. Okay, victim, offender, any individual in the community. Okay? And who is being affected by the crime, di ba? Okay, so what is the effect of restorative justice as a rehabilitation program of parole and probation administration? Okay? So ang RJ or yung rehabilitation program, okay, isa po itong okay, or rather ang restorative justice, okay, ay rehabilitation program ng PPA, Parole and Probation Administration. Okay, ano ba ang epekto? Dahil na-rehabilitate sila, di ba? Rehabilitated na, nagbago na, na-reform na yung tao. Okay? Yan kasi pag sinabi nating pag sinabi nating rehabilitation, no? it has something to do with treatment, di ba? The offender has already been treated. Okay? Treated in what aspect? Okay, psychological, emotional, physical, okay, and behavioral aspect, as well as religious aspect. Okay? Yan yung rehabilitation. So, anong epekto nun? So, they will be reintegrated. Okay? Mare-reintegrate sila. Mababalik na uli sila sa community. Okay? Ano pa? Proactive involvement of the community to support and assist in the rehabilitation of the victims and offenders. Okay? Proactive involvement. Kasi syempre, dadalhin sila sa community. Okay? So, they will be requiring, okay, ang community, di ba? Tutulungan sila di ba? Tutulungan sila na ma-rehabilitate, okay, by continuous guidance. Okay, sino ba yung mga tao sa community? Siyempre, ibabalik mo yan doon sa kanilang pamilya. Okay, yung family nila, sila ang mag-guide, okay, doon sa behavior ng tao. Okay, or the church. Diba? Pag umaatin sila ng church, diba? Isa rin sa mga nag-guide yan, yung mga member ng barangay officials. Okay? So, again, there are variety. Okay? There are several, or there are numerous types of persons in communities that guides the rehabilitation, a rehabilitated offender. Okay? Next. We have also attention to the needs of the victims. Okay, epekto yan ng restorative justice. Okay, attention to the needs of the victims, survivors, and other persons affected by the crime. Okay, as participating stakeholders. Okay, then healing the effects of the crime or wrongdoing suffered by the respective stakeholders. Okay, ginagamot yung epekto ng crime. Ano ba yung epekto ng crime? Okay, on the part of the offender, di ba, syempre yung kanilang behavior, psychological, emotional, and religious aspect. Okay? Next, prevention of further commission of crime and delinquency. Okay? So, dahil nga sa effectiveness of the police officers or any law enforcers, in the arrest, okay? In the arrest of the offender, it serves as deterrence. Okay? Yan yung ibig sabihin dito Okay? Nagkakaroon ng deterrence. Okay? So, pag sinabi po natin na deterrence, okay, this is the discouragement. Discouragement. Okay? Discouragement to a person. Okay? Discouragement to a person from committing a crime. Okay? Yan yung deterrence na ibig sabihin. Okay? Next. Okay. How does restorative justice in the parole and probation administration be implemented? Okay. So, ito, during the investigation stage, okay, information such as the victim's version of the offense, okay, yung version niya, di ba? Tatanungin yan. Okay, effect of victimization to their lives, 'di ba? Ano ba talaga ang totoong nangyari? 'Di ba? At dahil dun sa pangyayari na 'yon, ano ba ang epekto sa iyo? Okay? So, families, 'di ba, future and plans and victims appreciation on how the damage or harm inflicted by the crime can be repaired. Okay? So, ginagawa diyan during the post-sentence investigation or pre-parole executive clemency, investigation reports prepared by the investigating officer, to be submitted to the court and the Board of Pardons and Parole. Okay? So, dito inaalam lahat ng mga version of the victim's version of offense, epekto nito sa kanya, buhay niya, sa pamilya niya. Okay? Next, these data are vital in the conduct of restorative justice. Okay. In the conduct of restorative justice. Okay. During the restorative justice processes. Okay. Next. Yan. During the supervision stage na tayo. Okay. supervision stage. Okay. So, during the supervision stage, guys, okay, inaalam dito, no? Inaalam dito yung willingness ng tao. Okay? Yan. So, inaalam dito, no, sa supervision stage, yung first, willingness, okay, of, or rather, assessment pala. Ina-assess yung willingness. Assessment of willingness, okay, of parties. Okay? Inaalam kung willing ba sila na sumailalim sa restorative justice. Okay? Or, okay, encouraging responsibility. Okay? Encouraging responsibility. Okay? Yung people sa community, okay, particularly barangay, di ba? Ina-encourage, di ba? Niyayaya or hinihimok yung victim or the offender, okay, na aminin na lang nila yung ginawa nila. Okay. And yan, aaminin na lang nila, no? And then ipapaalam sa kanila yung consequences, di ba? Ayan, so encouraging responsibility. Okay? Another, okay? Siyempre, sasailalim sila sa restorative justice. Okay? They must inform, no? Inform the participants. Okay? Informing the participants. Okay? So, syempre, papaalam mo sa kanya yung nature, di ba? Ng program na yun. Ano ba meron dito? Di ba? Ano bang magiging end result? Okay? Okay, next we have incorporating the process. Okay, incorporating the process. Okay? So, it includes Yan. It includes conditions, no? Includes conditions, okay, like making restitutions. Okay, restitution, okay, or performing, okay, community service. Okay, yan yung ginagawa during the supervision stage. Okay, so ina-incorporate ang process. Okay, ito magiging posibleng mangyari, pwede tayo magbayaran, the restitution, or perform ng community service. Okay. So next, restorative justice program is part of the rehabilitation of the client, which incorporated in the client's supervision treatment plan. Okay, so in applying various restorative justice processes for the client's rehabilitation, the supervising officer observes the following points. Okay, so the parties are brought within the program out of their own volition. Ayan, pag sinabing volition, guys, yan, voluntary, diba? Hindi sa pilitan. Okay? Kaya nga dito sa supervision stage, yan, ina-assess yung willingness, diba? Yan, assessment of willingness of parties. Okay? Para at the end of the day, hindi tayo madadali. Okay? Own volition. Dapat voluntary. Okay? Yan yung ibig sabihin yan. Okay? It must be voluntary. Okay? Parties also have the right to seek legal advice before and after the restoration processes, restorative justice process. Okay? Another, before agreeing to participate in the restorative justice process, the parties are fully informed of their rights, the nature of the process, and the possible consequences of their decision. Okay? Next, neither the victim nor the offender is induced by unfair means to participate in restorative justice processes or outcome. Okay? Wala kahit na sino man sa victim or sa offender, okay, induced by unfair means. Okay? So, kailangan walang unfair means. Dapat hindi. Dapat equal lang. Okay? Dapat pabor sa both parties. Hindi pabor sa isang party lang. Okay? Dapat neutral. Next, discussion in restorative justice should be highly confidential and should not be disclosed subsequently. Okay? Except with the consent of the parties. Okay? With the consent of the parties. Okay? Kasi yung mga napag-usapan doon, guys, di ba? Yung mga sinabi nila na personal information, sensitive personal informations, di ba? Those are confidential. Na kapag ka dinisclose iyan, okay, dinisclose or sinabi sa ibang tao, okay, that will be a violation of their data privacy. Okay? Yan. Except kung merong consent ng both parties. Okay? Next. Where no agreement can be made between the parties, the case is withdrawn. Okay? The case is withdrawn from the restorative justice. Kung walang agreement, di ba, na nangyari. Okay? Walang agreement. Okay? So, hindi sila pwede. Di ba? I-withdraw na yan from the restorative justice. Okay? Balik yan sa kulungan. Di ba? Or, wala nang compensation, if ever. No? Okay. Next, in the event agreement is reached by parties, it is put into writing to give substance or essence to the agreement. Okay. So, para daw magkaroon ng legal effect and it binds, okay, binding to both. Okay, so kailangan idaan sa sa writing, okay? And it must be notarized. Okay, next, restorative justice models applied in PPA. Yeah. Parole and probation administration. Okay? So we have the so-called peacemaking encounter. Okay? A community-based gathering that brings the victimized community, and the offender together. Okay? So, pag-iisahin mo sila di ba? Pag yung offender, yung victim, as well as the community. Okay? Pagsasamahin mo. Kaya nga restorative, di ba? I-restore, ibabalik mo yung dating harmonious relationship. Okay? Yan yung ibig sabihin yan, di ba? So, it also allows the offender to learn about the impact of the crime. Okay? Realize mo, ipapaunawa mo dun sa offender na ito yung impact of crime na ginawa mo. Ito yung epekto. Kita mo, di ba? Nawalan sila ng income, di ba? Nawalan sila ng magtatrabaho, no? Yan. Now, ganito yung naging epekto sa pamilya nila, etc., etc. Those are the examples. Okay, next. So, dito, mayroong may mga activities na ginagawa, okay, during the peacemaking encounter, di ba? Kaya nga peacemaking, gumagawa ng kapayapaan, di ba? Okay, kapayapaan between the victim and offender. Okay? So dito meron tayong tinatawag na victim offender mediation. Okay? So ito mediation, okay, you are very familiar with this, di ba? Okay, so mediation, a process that provides interested victim an opportunity to meet face-to-face his or her offender and secure the structured setting of atmosphere with the help of a trained mediator. Okay? So again, dalawang party, mag-uusap yan. Okay? Si mediator, nasa gitna lang yan. Okay? He will serve as a referee. Diba? Next, we have conferencing. Okay? Sa conferencing naman, okay? So, it is a process, voluntary process. So, ito yung other definition. It is a voluntary process, okay, and structured process or meeting, okay, between, okay, the stakeholders. Pag sinabing stakeholders, guys, yan yung victim offenders community. Okay, between the stakeholders in which they address, okay, consequences. Okay, consequences as restitutions. Okay, restitutions or other outcomes. Okay? Yan yun, ha? Yan, ibig sabihin. Another definition. Okay, ng conferencing. Okay? So, may meeting na between the stakeholders. Okay? So, ano ba? Pag-usapan na lang natin, di ba? Mga ganyan yan eh. Mag-o-offer ng ng payment, di ba? Restitution. Okay? Or other outcomes. Okay? And take note, ha? Ito, pag sinabi nating restitutions, okay? This is a payment. Okay? Payment made by the offender of a sum of money, okay, to compensate, okay, the victim. Okay, para bayaran yung biktima. Okay, yan yung restitutions. Okay, next, we have circle of support. Okay, tandaan nyo circle of support, hindi circle of friends. Baka malito kayo sa exam niyan, ha? Okay. So, it provides naman, no? Ayan. Dito sa circle of support, no? It provides, okay, an opportunity. Okay, an opportunity for victims, okay, offenders, and the community, okay, to discuss, okay, the crime. Diba? Bakit ba nila ginawa yun? Diba? Ano ba nangyari? Diba? Ano bang krimen nang nangyari? Okay? And its aftermath. So, pag sinabi nating aftermath, ito yung effect Diba? And ito yung effects of the crime. Okay? Particularly its effect on the relationship, okay, in the community. Okay? So, yan yung isa sa mga definition pa ng circle of support. It provides an opportunity for victims and offenders, community to discuss the crime. Okay, dito kasi, yung pinagkaiba niya sa conferencing, dito nagkaroon ng meeting, okay, para pag-usapan, di ba, yung restitutions and other outcomes. Dito naman, circle of support, it is more on rendering or more on counseling. Okay, sa circle of support, more on counseling. Okay? Next, ano po yung mabubuo na resulta, okay, nung ginawang restorative justice? Okay? Tawag po natin doon ay restorative outcome. Okay? It is the agreement obtained as a product of restorative justice process, including but not limited to restitution, diba? Community work service, counseling, ano pa ba? Counseling, attendance to training seminars, participation in education, group therapy session, diba? Spiritual development, submission to psychological, psychiatric assessment, submission to drug test, ito for mga drug offenders, attending skills, training, livelihood assistance program, okay. Marital enhancement program, written or oral apology, submission to family therapy session, and confinement in drug treatment rehabilitation. Okay? So, yan po. Okay, so let's proceed with the last topic. Republic Act 10368, the Human Rights Victims Reparation and Recognition Act of 2013. Okay? So, pag sinabi nating human rights violation, it is any act or omission committed during the period of September 21, okay, 1972 to February 25, 1986. Sir, bakit po may period? No? Bakit po may period na yan, yung human rights violation? Kasi ito po yung nangyari, di ba? Or it mark the period of what? Period of martial law ni dating presidenteng Marcos. Okay, it marked the period of martial law. Yung period na yan, no, from September 21, 1972 to February 25, 1986. Yan po yung period ng martial law. Okay? Next. Okay. So, ano ba yung ano po ba yung mga human rights violation na ginagawa na nangyari dati? Okay? So, yan. Ang batas din po na ito, guys, no? Itong period na yan. Okay. Teka lang, ayusin natin. Okay, mark the period of martial law. Okay. Ano pa? It is also the time frame, no? Time frame for gross human rights violation. Okay, kasi ang daming human rights violation dati. Okay? Ano ba ang mga example nun? Okay? Example. Okay, example ng mga human rights violation dati during the martial law. Okay? We have extrajudicial killings, di ba? Extrajudicial killings. Di ba? Meron din tayong nangyari nun, mga torture, di ba? And then meron ding arbitrary, di ba? Arbitrary detention. And arbitrary detentions. Okay? Kung saan talagang nag-aaresto sila kahit walang warrant of arrest, kahit walang nagse-search sila, kahit walang search and seizure, di ba? Okay, kahit walang grounds for arrest. Okay? And then suppression, di ba? Suppression of freedom of speeches. Okay? So, dito hindi ka malaya na magsalita. Okay? Na magsalita laban sa gobyerno. Okay? Yan. And then, ano pa ba mga example? Enforced disappearance. Yung bigla ka na lang mawawala. Di ba? Huliin ka tapos mawawala. No? Disappearances. Okay? Hindi ka na nilulutang. Okay? And then, another is yung mga violence. Violence against women. Okay? And sexual. Okay? And sexual abuse. Okay? Yan. So, those are the examples of gross human rights violations na nangyari during, period of martial law. September 21 to February 25, 1986. Okay? So, dito daw, limited to the following: any search, arrest, or detention without a valid search warrant of arrest, no? Issued by a civilian court of law, including any warrantless arrest or detention carried out pursuant to the declaration of martial law. Okay. Ayan, ang aresto, di ba, wala namang warrant of arrest. Okay, nag-search ng property, wala namang search warrant. Okay, tama, ganyan. The infliction by a person acting in an official capacity or an agent of the state or physical injury, torture, killing, or violation or other human rights, okay, of any other person exercising civil or political rights. Okay? So, yan nga guys, di ba? Kaya nga human rights, di ba? Protecting, no, the rights of a human or a person. Okay? Against unwarranted search and seizure, against arbitrary detentions, di ba? Against any forms of violence. Okay? Pero kapag ang pulis naman na nasaktan, di ba? There's no human rights to be speak of, di ba? Walang human rights pag pulis. Di ba? Katulad nung nangyari nung nakaraang rally. Ito lang, nung nakaraan lang. Di ba? September 21, 2025. Okay. And any enforced or involuntary disappearances, okay, caused upon a person who was arrested. Inaresto tapos, diba? Ilang araw na wala pa. Hindi pa nalalaman kung nasaan. Okay? Any force or intimidation causing the involuntary exile of a person, no? Okay, tinakot mo, di ba, pinwersa mo yung isang tao para umalis, di ba? Umalis sa isang lugar. Okay? Or ikulong, no? In anywhere in the country. Okay? Any act of force, intimidation, or deceit, no? Mga panlilinlang, causing unjust or illegal takeover of a business. Okay? Any act of series or of acts causing kidnapping, sexual offenses, and other violations. Okay. Next, entitlement to monetary reparation. So, syempre, lahat ng biktima din dito, kasama rin dito, meron ding reparation. Okay? Parang reparation is same with same with restitution. Okay? Pero ang reparation, more broader in term. Okay? Monetary. Hindi lang monetary reparation yan Marami pang uri ng reparation. Okay? So, the amount of reparation, the amount under this act shall be in proportion to the gravity of the human rights violation. Okay? And then may determination of award then. Okay? Victims who died, okay, shall be given 10 points. And then, kapag mas mataas ang award mo, mas mataas din ang compensation mo. Ang amount to be compensated. Okay? Pero kung victims who were tortured, or raped, or sexually abused, shall be given 6 to 9 points. Okay? Kapag ka naman na-detained within 3 days, 3 to 5, 3 days, di ba? 3 days kang kinulong, wala ka namang ginagawa. Okay, 5 points ang points. Okay, and victims whose rights were violated under Section 3, okay, shall be given 1 to 2 points. Okay? So, nakadepende po yung amount of reparation or compensation, okay, doon sa number of points being awarded, okay, to the victims. Okay? So, maraming salamat guys. I hope, no, may natutunan kayo. Okay? So, ito pong topic na ito ay majority rin dito. Okay? Kinuha ko po dito at tinanong ko po sa inyong midterm exam. Okay? Sige guys, maraming salamat and keep safe. Good luck sa inyong exam.